Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Georgetown High School for tonight's ball game between your Georgetown Eagles and the Bastrop Bears. We're live here at Eagle Field. I'm Wally Hartman alongside Doppler Dave England. We're here live with the call tonight, and it's senior night at Georgetown High School as we get prepared to honor the seniors here on the Georgetown baseball team. And Dave, it comes down to the final week of district to set the playoff spots. Georgetown sits alone. They have won the district title. They are going to be the 1 seed. Elgin has locked in the 2 seed. Well, I say that. Elgin pretty much is locked in the 2 seed at 9-3. But then the confusion begins with Pflugerville sitting at 8-4. Eastview and Bastrop both at 6-6. So to help themselves, Hendrickson needs to win a ball game to get themselves into the playoffs, a guaranteed spot. But Eastview and Bastrop battling it out, and where do they look? Bastrop has to play the number 1 seed, your Georgetown Eagles, and they got a box to check, Dave. They want to go through district undefeated.
Right, and congratulations to your Georgetown Eagles. You know, they've worked really hard throughout the year and, you know, even in the offseason to get here to be undefeated in district. And, it started with, the pre-district games, and there was some tough games that they played to challenge these boys, and now it led to a good district run, and you're proud of these young student athletes and all the coaches for all their hard work. So congratulations to them on that. But yeah, Bastrop comes in here. It's always intimidating coming here to the clamshell, to the Big Blue, and facing these Eagles. So
and especially with them riding in on that high of 12-0. They went on a 13-game winning streak at one point until a disappointing loss on Saturday at the Dell Diamond against a good Round Rock High School team in a non-district matchup. But an opportunity that Bastrop isn't used to lately. They did not make the playoffs last year, and they're in a position right now at 6-6 to fight for that final spot with Eastview. It's going to come at the hands of they've got to win 1 or 2 ball games here and hope Eastview gets upended by the Conley Cougars.
Yeah, and I don't think Georgetown's going to make it easy on them, because Georgetown wants to stay completely undefeated in district, and it's an opponent. And you're coming into Georgetown's house, and you just can't come in here. And Georgetown's not going to let anybody walk in here and beat them. So it's going to be a tall order for Bastrop. They've got their work cut out for them tonight, Wally.
And who do they face off in Game 1 here at Georgetown against Georgetown? The ace pitcher for your Eagles through district this year. 29 2/3 innings thrown in district by Riley Leininger. He has started 5 games. He's 4-0. He's allowed 12 hits, only 5 runs, 1 of them earned. A .236 ERA with a batting average against of .121. Before we get ready for the senior activities, let's go and knock out our starting lineups, and they're brought to you by Matt Morrow. We'll run his spot and be right back.
Starting lineups are brought to you by Borrow from Morrow. Longtime supporter of our broadcast, Matt Morrow, and his team is dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible. They do that by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including a handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from experienced loan officers. Matt and his team of loan officers understand the local markets, have access to a wide variety of loan programs, and are ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS 464148.
The Bastrop Bears head coach Daniel Carrillo, assistant coaches Chance Kirby and Kelson Carr, athletic director Jake Greidel, principal is Crystal Gabriel. The starting lineup for the Bastrop Bears, as selected by head coach Daniel Carrillo. Leading it off on the mound, number 21, Ben Vaquera. Batting second, the catcher, number 15, Val Regalado. Batting third, the DH, number 12, Bob Gorman. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 9, John Dawson. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 30, Easton Allen. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 26, Braden Davenport. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 7, Lathan Bennett. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 4, Mason Smith. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 18, Nathan Bracewell. So it'll be Vaquera, Regalado, and Gorman in the top third. Dawson, Allen, Davenport, the middle third, Bennett, Smith, and Bracewell for the bottom third for the Bastrop Bears. And we'll go and cue our fight song for your Georgetown Eagles starting lineup. It is brought to you by Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. Georgetown coached by Jordan Vieira in his 5th year at the helm. Assistant coaches, Chad Payne, David Durrell, James Key, Frank Anzuris. Athletic trainers, 2 of the best, Chad Hennessy, Vanessa Rideau. Athletic director, Jason Dean. Athletic coordinator is Chuck Griffin. Principals, Brian Johnson. The superintendent, Dr. Devin Padaville. The starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles as selected by the coaching staff here at Georgetown. Leading it off in center field, number 17, Devin Peterson. Batting second, the third baseman, number 2, Talon Ball. Batting third on the mound, number 21, Riley Leininger. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 16, Reese Herrera. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 10, Andrew Nations. Batting sixth, the first baseman tonight, number 11, Jackson Rainey. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 20, Jack Kiki. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 3, Riley Hill. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Cord Lawrence. So to be Peterson, Ball, and Leininger in the top third, Herrera, Nations, Rainey in the middle third, Kiki, Hill, and Lawrence in the bottom third for your Georgetown Eagles. Putting Riley Leininger on the mound to start game 1 of this series, Dave, tells you this Eagle team wants to check the box next. They have the make the playoffs box, check. District championship box, check. Now they want the undefeated district title and the undefeated district season. That box has to be checked with 2 wins tonight and on Friday night.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Wally. And they're leaning on their seniors tonight on senior night, getting to start all of them. And so that's going to be a lot of fun to watch these seniors just have a lot of fun tonight and, go for that undefeated.
The two things that I kind of expected at a Bastrop, that they would have thrown number 30, Easton Allen. I expect the big righty will be the pitcher on Friday night at Bastrop. He has a commitment to the next level to play baseball after Bastrop, and he pitched one of the games against Georgetown last year, and I would expect he'll be the starter on Friday night. Kind of thought he might have gone tonight, but they were in a must-win on Friday night as well to stay alive, and they upended Cedar Creek to pretty much eliminate Cedar Creek from the standings as well, as it knocked them to 4-8. If Cedar Creek could have got that win, both teams would have been at 5-7 trying to fight for that 4th spot, and so the Bastrop Bears did what they had. They got that split with Cedar Creek to stay at 6-6 and tied with the Eastview Patriots. But Eastview's got to have the upper hand right now. If you look at the 4 teams and the 2 games to be played, Georgetown sitting at 12-0 playing the 6-6 Bastrop Bears. Eastview at 6-6 playing the 0-12 Conley Cougars. So if Eastview can hold serve and win those 2 ball games, they're going to be into the playoffs, thinking that Georgetown is going to help them out with at least 1 win in the 2 games against the Bastrop Bears. And so the Georgetown ISD connection is going to go. As a Georgetown fan, what are you thinking? Well, Eastview's your biggest fan tonight. As a Georgetown baseball fan and a Georgetown Eagle baseball player, you know that your crosstown rival, your school district mate, your Eastview Patriots, are cheering for you tonight. They want you to win because 2 wins on theirs and 1 win by you gets them into the playoffs, and that's what they want to be. It gets both Georgetown schools into the playoffs as well.
Well, the weather tonight.
Bring it to us.
We've got 73 degrees and cloudy, and wind is south-southeast at 13 miles an hour. A little sticky tonight, about 72% humidity. So, but the crowd is filling in, and for those of you that aren't listening online, we've got plenty of room for you. Come on out, but a nice Georgetown crowd coming out here for senior night, and we're going to get to be able to go down to the field mic at some point and get to watch all the announcements and stuff, all the senior parents and stuff. So
while that waits to happen, we'll take a timeout and run our sponsors' commercials here in the pregame, and they'll be ready to go for senior activities here tonight at Eagle Field. You're listening to Eagle Baseball live on the SHN Sports Network, brought to you by First Responder Broadcasting. We'll be right back.
Starting lineups are brought to you by Borrow from Morrow. Longtime supporter of our broadcast, Matt Morrow, and his team is dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible. They do that by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including a handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from experienced loan officers. Matt and his team of loan officers understand the local markets, have access to a wide variety of loan programs, and are ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS 464148. A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball by First Responder Broadcasting is brought to you by Carissa Bradford, your local Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is an insurance provider built by Texans for Texans, protecting our families since 1952. The mission of Texas Farm Bureau is to help policyholders manage the financial risk of everyday life and successfully recover from insured losses through prompt, professional, personal service based on high ethical standards. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance offers comprehensive insurance policies for auto, home, farm and ranch, commercial, and life. Carissa can help you find the perfect policy to give you peace of mind that you're covered by a trusted and reputable insurer. For all your insurance needs, call Carissa at 512-777-8511 or visit www.tfb-ins.com.
would like to take a moment to recognize our seniors. This group of Eagles has accomplished many incredible things throughout their time here at GHS. 77 wins and counting, 14 playoff wins and counting. First place finish in Brazil Cup, awarded by the Austin American Statesman, back-to-back district championships, 1 state championship, over 1,000 hours of community service, and a cumulative GPA of 94.1 during their academic career. These incredible Eagles have continued to meet and raise the standard of Georgetown baseball. Please help me in congratulating our seniors on a highly successful tenure at Georgetown High School. Our seniors, starting with Cooper Ashby. Cooper is joined by his parents, Norm and Jill Ashby, sister Annie, and grandmother Dina. Cooper will continue his academic and athletic career at Redlands Community College, where he will study sports management. His favorite GHS memory is committing and signing to play college baseball. Talon Ball. Talon is joined by his parent, Mason and Christy Ball. Talon will continue his academic and athletic career at Dakota Wesleyan University, where he will study athletic training. Talon's favorite memories at GHS are jamming out to music after a win with the boys in the clubhouse. Riley Hill. Riley is accompanied by parents Stephanie Hill and Tony Hill. Riley will be attending Glenn College, where he will pursue a degree in general studies. Riley's favorite memory as an Eagle is doing the slip and slide in the welding shop. Ford Lawrence, the fourth. Ford is accompanied by his parents, Joey and Barbara Lawrence. Ford currently plans on attending a post-grad program with the Texas Reds while pursuing a degree in kinesiology. Ford's favorite memories at Georgetown High School are from Cooper Ashby's team dinners. Andrew Nations. Andrew is escorted by his parents, Ron and Christy Nations. Andrew will be attending Texas A&M University in the fall, where he will major in construction science. Andrew's favorite memory at Georgetown is being a part of the 2022 state championship team. Jackson Rainey. Jackson is being escorted by his parents, Mike and Lisa Rainey, along with his sister, Addison Rainey. Jackson will be pursuing a degree in data science and analytics. Jackson's favorite memory at Georgetown High School is hanging out with teammates on and off the field. Reese Herrera. Reese is joined by his parents, Mario and Nicole Herrera. Reese will be attending Glenn College in the fall, where he will be pursuing a degree in fire science. Reese's favorite memory during his time as an Eagle is winning back-to-back district championships. Devin Peterson. Devin is accompanied by his parents, Scott and Katrina Peterson, along with his brother, Dalton Peterson. Devin currently plans on attending Glenn College in the fall, where he will pursue a degree in architecture. Devin's favorite memory during his time at GHS is hitting a leadoff triple in round 2 of the playoffs against A&M Consolidated. Riley Leininger. Riley is joined by his parents, Mark and Raquel Leininger, along with his brother, Tyler Leininger. Riley will continue his athletic and academic career at the University of Oklahoma, where he plans on studying business, undecided. Riley's favorite memory during his time as an Eagle is dogpiling at Dell Diamond as a sophomore. Carter Campbell. Carter is escorted by her parents, Kirby and Kelly Campbell. Carter will be attending Tarleton State University in the fall, where she will pursue a degree in business. Carter's favorite memory during her time at GHS is winning a state championship in 2022.
I got it before it happened, don't worry.
Grace King. Grace is accompanied by her parents, Landon and Brittany King, brother Clayton King, and sister Caroline. Grace will continue her education at the University of Texas, where she will be studying religion with plans of becoming a pastor. Grace's favorite memory as an Eagle is winning a state championship in 2022. Nicole Witt. Nicole is joined by her parents, Corey and Terry Witt, along with brother Tyler. Nicole will be attending Texas Tech University in the fall, where she will pursue a degree in education. Nicole's favorite memory during her time at Georgetown High School is winning the area round of playoffs last year. Piper Elliott. Piper is joined by her parents, Dennis and Rachel Elliott, along with her grandparents, Jim and Barbara Elliott. Piper will attend Sam Houston State University in the fall, where she will study criminal justice and psychology. Her favorite memory as an Eagle is the collection of the times I've been able to spend working each sport and the shared experiences with working with the other student trainers. Seniors, thank you for the countless hours, early mornings, dedications, and perseverance during your time here at Georgetown High School. You have truly left a lasting impact on your community and this program. We are forever grateful for all you have done, and never forget you will always have a home and be an Eagle. Eagle fight never dies. May I have your attention? Due to an emergency, there's a blocked car that needs to be let out. There's a black Dodge Ram, license number RRZ 1679, and a Ford Escape, also black, with a North Carolina license plate, KFB 9599. Thank you.
So all the senior dads throwing out a first pitch to their sons and daughters here at Georgetown High School at Eagle Field. Some of them bouncing them in there, some of them with good throws. So we get ready to go here in the first inning after senior activities here at Georgetown High School. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back, we'll be ready to go with the national anthem. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Baseball on the SHN Sports Network.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball is brought to you by Mahan Home and Commercial Services. Your source for all things roofing. We provide you with all the information you need to make a decision about your roof, the first line of defense against Mother Nature. A veteran-owned small business that believes in service with a purpose. Our mission is to service our residential neighbors and commercial community by providing the utmost quality materials and service. Our services include residential roofing, commercial roofing, ladder assist, and holiday lighting. Contact Jesse Mahan at 512-828-7800 or visit their website at mahanhcs.com. Mahan Home and Commercial Services, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball. Jenny Mahan, Coldwell Banker Realty, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball. A licensed real estate agent since 2016, Jenny is a family-first person that gives all she has to her family. Jenny takes the same love of family and delivers that to her clients from the start. Jenny is happy to help anyone looking to buy or sell a house, farm, or ranch. Let Jenny help you. Contact Jenny at 817-404-9203 or email jenny.mahan@cbunited.com. That's jenny.mahan@cbunited.com.
We're back here live, Eagle Field. We're getting ready for the introductions from the PA. We'll go live to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups and then the national anthem.
Eagles. Tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Bastrop Bears. Leading off in pitching tonight, number 21, Ben Vaquera. Hitting second, playing catcher, number 15, Val Regalado. Batting third, DH, number 12, Bob Gorman. Batting fourth, playing left field, number 9, John Dawson. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 30, Easton Allen. Batting sixth, playing second base, number 26, Brayton Davenport. Batting seventh, playing third, number 7, Lathan Bennett. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 4, Mason Smith. Batting ninth, and in center field, number 18, Nathan Bracewell. And in right field tonight, number 8, Sam Abraham. And now for your Georgetown Eagles. Leading off tonight, playing center field, number 17, Devin Peterson. Batting second, playing third base, number 2, Talon Ball. Batting third, on the mound tonight, number 21, Riley Leininger. Batting fourth, behind the plate, number 16, Reese Herrera. Batting fifth and in left field, number 10, Andrew Nations. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 11, Jackson Rainey. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 20, Jack Kiki. Batting eighth, and in right field tonight, number 3, Riley Hill. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 4, Ford Lawrence.
And we prepare you now if you'll join us with the national anthem here live on the SHN Sports Network. And we get ready for the top of the first live here at Eagle Field. Riley Leininger going through his warm-ups as he will be on the mound for your Eagles to start it off. Leininger, the 6'2", 220-pound senior right-handed throwing pitcher for your Eagles, and man, he has had a season overall on the season. Leininger's thrown 37 2/3 innings. Given up, he's 5-1 is his record. 21 hits allowed, 12 runs, 7 of them earned, a 1.301 ERA with a 162 batting average against. If you don't like those numbers, they only get better. You go to district. He's started 5 ball games. He's 4-0, thrown 29 2/3 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 5 runs, 1 of them earned. Has walked 10, struck out 49 in district, hit 2 batters. Has a .236 ERA on the district season with a 121 batting average against, stranding 18 runners on base. And so Leininger on the mound to start it off for the Georgetown Eagles. Here in the top of the first, they'll face off against Vaquera, Regalado, and Gorman for the Bastrop Bears. In steps number 21, Ben Vaquera. He is a left-handed throwing, left-handed hitting junior. He is the pitcher starting out tonight for the Bastrop Bears as he will lead it off. Here in the top of the first, in from the left side, Leininger will work out of the windup to start the ball game. Works from the first base side of the rubber, gets a sign from Herrera, and we're underway live at Eagle Field. First pitch swinging, a swing and a miss, strike one to Vaquera. 0-1 the count. Defensively for the Eagles, Nations in left, Peterson in center, Hill in right. The 0-1 pitch is just low for ball one. 1-1 the count now to the pitcher, Ben Vaquera. Riley Hill in right field. Left third base, Talon Ball, Jack Kiki at short. The 1-1 pitch, foul back, out of play, 1-2. Now the count to Vaquera. Cord Lawrence at second base. Jackson Rainey over at first base. And behind the plate, Reese Herrera for your Georgetown Eagles. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Leininger from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Vaquera able to check his swing and takes it low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count now. To the leadoff man for the Bears here in the top of the first inning. Live at Eagle Field. The 2-2 pitch just misses low. Ball 3 at a full count now to Vaquera leading it off here for the Bears. The Bears in the gray pants, black jerseys with the maroon numbers. Knee-high pants with the maroon socks. The payoff pitch inside, ball 4. A leadoff walk has a man aboard here for the Bastrop Bears in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Val Regalado. So only the 11th walk issued by Leininger in district play from the mound as Val Regalado will step in. He's a right-handed throwing, right-handed hitting sophomore. Catching tonight for the Bears as he steps in for the right side. Vaquera leads off first, held on by Rainey as Leininger works out of the stretch. The first pitch. Regalado across the outside part of the plate for called strike one. 0-1 to count to Regalado. .323 down the lines here at Eagle Field. On this infield, it's turf infield, all grass outfield. Leininger look, the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. An 0-2 count now to Regalado, the catcher for the Bears. Slight wind blowing right to left. So Nations will be prepared for that. The 0-2 pitch, pop up right side of the infield. Jackson Rainey calls for it. He'll settle under it and make it just inside the fair foul line for out number 1. P3 in the book to record the out of Regalado. And so with 1 out, a runner at first base. The Bears will bring up Bob Gorman, the DH. He'll bat from the left side. Number 12, Gorman, the lefty. He throws left, bats left. He's a junior. DHing tonight here in the 3 slot for the Bears. Leininger comes set in the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. The first pitch to Gorman, and he'll swing and foul it down the third baseline, out of play. No balls, 1 strike to Gorman. John Dawson, the left fielder, on deck for the Bastrop Bears. Looks like the sun tried to peek through a little bit, Dave.
It did. The clouds are breaking up a little bit, but I still don't think it's going to – it might be a cool sunset, but we're not going to see it tonight.
Leininger comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Gorman. Comes after this throw over to first. Vaquera dives back in safely there. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first. Runner at first base, a leadoff walk issued to Ben Vaquera. Has him down at first base, being held on by Jackson Rainey. Leininger set in the stretch. The 0-1 pitch to the DH Gorman. And Another throw to first. Rainey does a good job of keeping that from going down the first baseline. A lot of attention being paid to Vaquera over at first base. He's slowly increased his lead down at first.
Right. He's making sure he's not going to run the base.
Another throw over. He dives back in safely. The count remains no balls and 1 strikes to the DH, Bob Gorman, for the Bears. Leininger comes set on the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. And foul back to the screen. 0-2. Now the count to Gorman. So Leininger way ahead in the at-bat here on the DH. Thursday night, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, come join us 7 p.m. The Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. May have a special treat for you. I'm not going to talk about it. It's going to be a special treat. Maybe a special coach to join us live. The 0-2 pitch. Line drive or fly ball hit into left field. Andrew Nations is there. He'll settle under it and make the catch for out number 2. Vaquera has to return to first base. F7 in the book to retire Gorman. And that'll bring up the left fielder, number 9, John Dawson. Dawson, the senior left fielder. Bats right, throws right, steps in from the right side with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Crowd keeps piling in here at Eagle Field. Good turnout for senior night for your Georgetown Eagles. The first pitch. That ball's hit into right field. Riley Hill. He'll settle back under it, make the catch for out number 3. F9 to retire Dawson and the Bears here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after half an inning. Bastrop 0, Georgetown coming up to bat. Eagle baseball continues in just a moment.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball by First Responder Broadcasting is brought to you by Carissa Bradford, your local Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is an insurance provider built by Texans for Texans, protecting our families since 1952. The mission of Texas Farm Bureau is to help policyholders manage the financial risk of everyday life and successfully recover from insured losses through prompt, professional, personal service based on high ethical standards. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance offers comprehensive insurance policies for auto, home, farm and ranch, commercial, and life. Carissa can help you find the perfect policy to give you peace of mind that you're covered by a trusted and reputable insurer. For all your insurance needs, call Carissa at 512-777-8511 or visit www.tfb-ins.com.
We're back for the bottom of the first inning. Devin Peterson, talent ball, Riley Leininger due up here in the bottom of the first for your Georgetown Eagles. Devin Peterson leads it off, a 6'2", 205-pound senior. Bats right, throws right, playing center field for your Eagles. He'll step in to lead it off against the lefty, Ben Vaquera, for the Bears. In district in all 12 games, Peterson batting .256. He has 10 hits, has 5 RBIs, 15 runs scored with 9 stolen bases. Vaquera from the windup. The first pitch to Peterson. Ground ball back the middle. Vaquera fields his position nicely. Runs halfway to first base. Pitches it to Easton Allen for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here at the bottom of the first. 1-3 on the putout. Now to bring up the Mighty Mouse, Talon Ball. Number 2. Talon steps in from the right side. He's the 5'9", 165-pound senior. Bats right, throws right. Going to the University of South Dakota to wrestle for his post-high school career. Congrats to Talon Ball from the windup. The first pitch to Ball. He takes it up and away for ball 1. 0-1 the count now, or 1-0 the count now to Talon Ball. Starting out at third base tonight for your Eagles. Vaquera works from the third base side of the rubber, the lefty out of the windup. This 1-0 pitch. Ball takes it just high for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Talon. On deck, Riley Leininger, the pitcher for your Eagles here in the bottom of the first. Vaquera gets the sign from the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Low and inside, ball 3 now, a 3-0 count to Talon here in the bottom of the first. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Talon taking all the way there. And now the hitters count here for Talon. 3-1 to count with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first. Vaquera gets the sign from the catcher Regalado. The 3-1 pitch, low and in the turf, ball 4. So Talon will draw a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the first. So the Eagles have their first base runner.
Riley Leininger.
That'll bring Riley Leininger to the plate. Throws right, bats left. The 6'2", 220-pound senior. Your pitcher tonight here for the Eagles will step in with 1 out and a runner at first. Talon ball down at first base will be held on by Easton Allen, the first baseman for the Bears. In district, Leininger batting .286. The first pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count to Leininger. Leininger back in from the left side. The lefty-lefty matchup here in the bottom of the first. Vaquera from the stretch. A big lead by Ball. Now a throw over. And Talon back standing there. Good job by Easton Allen to keep that one from going down the first baseline. Stepped out of his cleat as well. Now he's got it fixed.
That is a big first baseman.
He is committed to the University of the Ozarks in Arkansas to continue his baseball playing days after leaving Bastrop this year. The 0-1 pitch to Leininger stays up and in. Ball 1, 1-1 now the count to Riley Leininger. Cord Lawrence in district, or correction, Talon Ball in district has stolen 16 bases on the season, 20 stolen bases overall. A 1-1 count to Leininger. Vaquera comes set. Talon's off and running. The 1-1 pitch stays inside for a ball. The throw down not in time as Talon steals the base. So a runner in scoring position. A 2-1 count to Riley Leininger. Here in the bottom of the first stolen base on the night for Georgetown. 21st stolen base of the season. 17th in district for Talon Ball. And he's in district. He's 17-0. He's not been caught stealing only once on the year. None in district. So a perfect 17 stolen bases and no caught stealing by Talon in district. 2-1 to count to Leininger. Vaquera comes set, now looks at second base. A turn and throw to second base, and Ball dives back under it safely. A bang-bang play there. Talon may be hurt. He's going to stay down here.
He slapped his wrist or something.
And Talon has been out a couple of games due to a wrist injury, so I was hoping he is okay. He gets up and gives Coach Vieira the 2 hands up. Hey, don't come out here. No, I'm good. But a bang-bang play there with a shortstop, Smith, for the Bears and Talon Ball.
Going to have a little bit of sunshine in the pitcher's face now. But
Right.
Talon Ball did get a huge lead off there, and I think Bastrop, their eyes got really big.
Talon does not hesitate to get big leads at all the bases and does it again here at second base. Vaquera comes set, a look at second, the 2-1 pitch to Leininger. Leininger takes a hack and fouls it off back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Riley. And I got to fix that, sorry. Runner at second base after the stolen base by Talon. Here in the bottom of the first, the Bears had 1 base runner on a leadoff walk, but he was left stranded. And the Eagles have put on a base runner with a 1-out walk as well. Now down at second is Talon with the stolen base. 2-2 count to Leininger. Vaquera takes a look back, the 2-2 pitch. Riley, ground ball hit the first, right by the first baseman into right field. Talon circles third. He's headed home. Leininger taking off for second. A hesitation from the right fielder, and Leininger steals the bag. That'll be a double for Riley Leininger, and what a job of base running there, Dave. He did not hesitate, and the right fielder, Abraham, hesitated on the throw, and Leininger gets the stolen base, or gets the double instead of a single.
And we're going to put a run on the board for Georgetown.
Gotta love it there. 1-0, Georgetown leads it. The first hit of the ball game, an RBI double by Riley Leininger.
Herrera.
Great job there. He was running out of the box as he hit it right down the first baseline. Luke Hawley on to courtesy run for the pitcher, Leininger. And in steps Reese Herrera, the catcher. 6'1", 190-pound senior. Bat right, throws right. Steps in here with 1 out and a runner at second. Vaquera looked back at second base, and now Hawley off and running, and no chance at a throw down there. Hawley easily stole that base. Vaquera looked away and went straight to the mound. or to home plate.
I think they're watching the pitcher and his movements, and the coach probably sees something, and he's like, hey, he's just taking so long for his delivery possibly. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but he let Holly go. Turn the dogs loose.
Vaquero back to the windup. The 1-0 pitch to Herrera. Fouled off back to the screen. Now the count 1 ball, 1 strike to Reese. Now a runner in scoring position just 90 feet away at third base. In Luke Holly, courtesy running. He now has 12 stolen bases in district. On the season, 15 for Holly with only 1 caught stealing. Now the infield in for the Bears with a runner at third and 1 out. The 1-1 pitch to Herrera. That one's just low. Ball 2. 2-1 now the count. To your catcher, Reese Herrera on deck. The left fielder, number 10, Andrew Nations. For the Georgetown Eagles. 2-1 count from the windup. Vaquero. Herrera hits it into left center field, and the center fielder turns and runs. He's not going to get to it. That'll easily score Holly. Herrera around second. He's headed to third, and it's going to be an RBI triple for your catcher, Reese Herrera. A stand-up triple to put the second run on the board, Dave. And what a piece of hitting there by your senior catcher.
That was incredible. He was trucking. He's got a substitute runner, number 24 is coming in, but give him a minute to catch his breath. He was hustling for third base.
RBI triple for the Georgetown Eagles. Scores Holly from third base for the second run of the inning. So the Eagles lead at 2-0, and in steps Andrew Nations and a visit from Coach Daniel Carrillo. We'll take it with them. Quick timeout. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball by First Responder Broadcasting is brought to you by Carissa Bradford, your local Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is an insurance provider built by Texans for Texans, protecting our families since 1952. The mission of Texas Farm Bureau is to help policyholders manage the financial risk of everyday life and successfully recover from insured losses through prompt, professional, personal service based on high ethical standards. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance offers comprehensive insurance policies for auto, home, farm and ranch, commercial, and life. Carissa can help you find the perfect policy to give you peace of mind that you're covered by a trusted and reputable insurer. For all your insurance needs, call Carissa at 512-777-8511 or visit www.tfb-ins.com.
And we're back here after a call to the bullpen by Coach Carrillo of Bastrop. He brings in the right-hander, number 9, John Dawson, out of left field. He's a righty. Senior for the Bears, steps in against Nations. First pitch. Nations hits it into right field. Abraham on his horse, settles under it, makes the catch. And that's going to be a beautiful RBI sac fly to score Justin Soto from third base. So 3-0, Georgetown leads it here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. A beautiful sac fly by Andrew Nations to score that runner from third.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 11, Jackson Rainey.
Man, it's nice to be up 3-0 in the Carissa Bradford first inning.
So 1 pitch and 1 out for Dawson, but unfortunately a third run for Georgetown. And that'll bring up Jackson Rainey, the first baseman. He'll step in for the left side. First pitch from Dawson hits him. Second pitch and another base runner, as that will put a man on first base. Jackson Rainey, before I could even get his stats out.
Now batting
6'2", 215-pound senior, throws right, bats left. He's down at first base on a hit by pitch. And now in steps the shortstop, number 20, Jack Kiki, the 5'11", 160-pound sophomore, bats right, throws right. Kiki steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Dawson from the stretch, a quick throw to first. And Rainey back underneath. You got the dugout charged up down the third base side now with the runs on the board here in the bottom of the first.
Absolutely.
Defensively for the Bears, they send Vaquera out to center field, move Bracewell over to left field. When they bring Dawson onto the mound from left field, Dawson comes set. The first pitch to Kiki, a swing and a miss. Strike one to the sophomore shortstop, Jack Kiki. Rainey leads off first. Easton Allen holds him on there. Dawson working from the stretch with the runner on base. The 0-1 pitch. A breaking pitch in there for called strike two. An 0-2 count now to Jack Kiki. So they'll close the book on the pitcher, Ben Vaquera, the starter for the Bears. He went a third of an inning. Threw 15 pitches, allowed 3 runs on 2 hits, walked 1 in his brief appearance. The runner off, the throw down in the turf, the pitch down in the turf for a ball. And Rainey under the tag. Nice throw by the catcher Regalado, but not in time. Third stolen base of the ball game for the Eagles. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now to Kiki with a runner in scoring position at second base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Rainey leads off second base. Dawson comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Foul tip into the glove of Regalado for strike 3. And the Bears finally close out the inning for the Eagles. They're in the bottom of the first. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete inning, Georgetown 3, Bastrop 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball by First Responder Broadcasting is brought to you by Carissa Bradford, your local Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is an insurance provider built by Texans for Texans, protecting our families since 1952. The mission of Texas Farm Bureau is to help policyholders manage the financial risk of everyday life and successfully recover from insured losses through prompt, professional, personal service based on high ethical standards. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance offers comprehensive insurance policies for auto, home, farm and ranch, commercial, and life. Carissa can help you find the perfect policy to give you peace of mind that you're covered by a trusted and reputable insurer. For all your insurance needs, call Carissa at 512-777-8511 or visit www.tfb-ins.com.
Back here live, Eagle Field. We go to the top of the second inning. The Bastrop Bears will bring up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Easton Allen, Braden Davenport, and Lathan Bennett. First, second, and third baseman for the Bears. Ethan Allen steps in.
Number 30, Easton Allen.
Allen, the right-handed hitting first baseman, senior, steps in from the right side to lead off the top of the second. Leininger in his first inning of work just walked 1 through 13 pitches. From the windup, the first pitch to Allen. He'll hit a little floater down to first base off the handle. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the second. So that'll be an L3 in the book to retire Allen, and brings up the second baseman, Braden Davenport. He's a senior as well, bats from the right side, steps in here with 1 out and the base is empty. Leininger remains in the windup. The first pitch to Davenport. Outside corner, called strike 1. 0-1 the count to the second baseman, Braden Davenport. Lathan Bennett on deck, the third baseman for the Bastrop Bears. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch just misses high for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Davenport. Leininger gets assigned the 1-1 pitch. It's down in the turf, but the Davenport unable to check his swing, went around, called strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now to the second baseman, Braden Davenport, with 1 out and the base is empty here for the Bears in the top of the second. Leininger's 1-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-2 the count now to Davenport. 3 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the first for your Georgetown Eagles. They lead it 3-0 here in the top of the second. Leininger's 2-2 pitch. That one stays low. Ball 3, full count now. To Braden Davenport. From the windup, the payoff pitch. That one's down low and inside, a 1-out walk. So a base runner on for the Bears for the second inning in a row. Second walk of the ball game for Leininger. That'll bring up Lathan Bennett now.
Number 7, Lathan Bennett.
With 1 out and a runner at first base, Rainey will hold Davenport on at first base as Leininger moves to the stretch. Works from the first base side of the rubber in the stretch as well. Bennett steps in from the right side. Freshman here for the Bears. First pitch swinging, pop fly, right side of the infield. Rainey into foul territory. Calls off the catcher, and he settles under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. Nice job there by Jackson Rainey. That'll be F3 in the book to retire Bennett.
Jackson Rainey's putting in work.
Tell you what, you heard him. You've been hit by a pitch, made some plays over there at first base. And in steps Mason Smith, the shortstop. Smith, the sophomore, bats from the right side, steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Leininger from the stretch. The first pitch to Smith, outside corner, just misses for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the number 8 hitter for the Bears, the shortstop Mason Smith. He's back in for the right side as Leininger comes set in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Line drive hit out into left field. Andrew Nation's on the run. He'll lay out for it. Can't make the play. Bennett around second, or Davenport around second to third. Great effort there. First hit of the ball game for the Bears. As Andrew Nation's made a great attempt there and a great job by Devin Peterson to back him up. But now that puts with 2 outs, runners at the corners.
Now batting number 18, Nathan Bracewell.
First hit allowed by Leininger, and the Eagles has Davenport at third. Mason Smith down at first base. That'll bring up Nathan Bracewell, the left fielder. The number 9 hitter, Bracewell, a senior as well, bats from the right side. First pitch to Bracewell. Gets past Herrera, but comes right back to him. On that wild pitch by Leininger, that will move up the runner to second base. So runners at second and third now with 2 outs. A 1-0 count to Bracewell. So Mason Smith up to second. Braden Davenport down at third base. Leininger moves back to the windup, and the runners at second and third. The 1-0 pitch to Bracewell. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 evens out the count to Bracewell at 1-1 here with 2 outs at the top of the second.
That's good. You know, it's good to settle down. Let's get some out, get some strikes. Let's focus on this batter right here. You know, you've already got 2 outs. Let's leave these men stranded.
The 1-1 pitch from Leininger. Outside corner called strike 2. Beautiful pitch there by Riley to get ahead in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We saw a lot of this on Saturday over at the Dell Diamond. A lot of men left on base and working out of trouble, only allowing 1 run here, 1 run there until that big 6th inning by the Dragons. But then last week in the series with Eastview, a lot of effort to make sure runs didn't get driven in. A lot of effort by both teams in that series. Strike 3 called. The Eagles get out of it here in the top of the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base after 1.5 innings. Georgetown 3, Bastrop 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Georgetown will bring up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Riley Hill, Cord Lawrence, and Devin Peterson due up here for your Eagles against the second pitcher of the ball game. John Dawson came on with one out in the top of the first. First pitch to Riley Hill here. And Riley Hill chases that one as it was down in the turf on a big breaking pitch. 0-1 the count to Riley Hill. He leads off here in the top of the second. Dawson from the windup, the 0-1 pitch. That one skips in as well and evens out the count at 1-1 on that ball. Riley Hill. Lost my roster. There it is. The 1-1 pitch from Dawson. And Hill grounds it down the third baseline. It'll be fielded in foul territory. And they'll make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count now to Hill. Hill, the 5'7", 160-pound senior. Bats right, throws right. Starting in right field tonight for your Georgetown Eagles. In the media guide here, look at some of the seniors' comments. Something that people don't know about me. Riley has, I'm the favorite child. So, favorite meal, sushi or buffalo chicken mac and cheese. That's two different styles right there. I have to ask Riley about that one. Dawson gets the ball, ready to go as Hill's back in there. The 1-2 pitch to Riley. That one's low and away for ball 2. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to the senior right fielder, Riley Hill. 2-2 count, leading off here in the bottom of the second. The 2-2 pitch to Hill. Strike 3 called, looked a little bit low, but they call strike 3 looking for out number 1.
So, question for you, Wally. Nathan is wondering, do we know who would possibly be playing in the first round of the playoffs?
First round of the playoffs, it looks like if things hold serve as they sit in District 24, it'll be the Navarro Vikings in round 1. And you got to think we'll go to a best-of-3 series because Jordan Vieira, the coach of Georgetown, has the choice being the number 1 seed and wants to get the games in there. First pitch to Cord Lawrence is in there for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Things could happen over in District 24. Things are kind of tight outside of the number 1 slot to the McCallum Knights. But 2, 3, and 4, it could happen. Things could change based on Tuesday and Friday ball games. But as it sits, Cord Lawrence grounds it up the middle, and it's into center field for a 1-out base hit. Third hit of the ball game for the Eagles. Great piece of hitting there by Cord Lawrence, the 5'9", 155-pound senior second baseman. He's down at first, and in steps Devin Peterson. He's 0-for-1 in the ball game. So a runner at first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. But as it sits, Navarro sits comfortably in that 4th spot. I don't think they'll miss the playoffs. So it'll be the Navarro Vikings out of AISD. And so Coach Vieira likes to play a best-of-3 series in that first round to get some games in, get some pitchers work. First pitch to Peterson. That one stays a little up for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Devin.
So us older folks remember it as Lanier Vikings.
Absolutely.
It's an Austin ISD school.
Now the Navarro Vikings. Lawrence leads off first, held on by Allen. The 1-0 pitch to Peterson is low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count to your senior center fielder, Devin Peterson, number 17. Peterson's favorite meal, pretty simple, hamburger and fries. Something that people don't know about me, I'm actually smart. That's good. Devin is a smart kid. Dawson comes set in the stretch. The 2-0 pitch, but a time there given before the pitch. So the count remains 2 balls and no strikes. Peterson didn't like the delay there from the pitcher Dawson. So he called the time and was awarded it. So we'll all reset. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Cord Lawrence on at first base after a 1-out base hit into center field. Allen holds him on there for the Bears. Dawson comes set in the stretch. The 2-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. Throw down behind Cord Lawrence, skips in there. Allen does a good job of keeping that from going past. 2-1 the count to Devin Peterson. A lot of different look here between the righty Dawson and lefty Vaquero. Dave, we were talking about the slow delivery.
Yeah.
He does the slide step to keep it difficult to get a good jump on him as Dawson delivers with that slide step from the right side. 2-1 count to Devin Peterson. Lawrence leads off first. Dawson comes set in the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Lawrence off and running. Hit and run. Peterson sends a fly ball into center field. Vaquero on the move back, and he'll finally get back there and settle under it for the out. Cord Lawrence will retreat to first base. And 2 outs in the inning now. F8 in the book to retire Devin Peterson. That'll bring up Talon Ball. Talon Ball will step in. He walked and scored a run in the bottom of the first inning. Steps in here, 0 for 0 in the ball game. Talon, I tell you what, a smart kid. Favorite meal, filet mignon, mashed potatoes, green beans.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is a
smart fella right there. That's a wrestler. That's a wrestler meal right there.
Exactly right. That's prepping for the mat.
Yeah.
Favorite baseball MLB team, the Texas Rangers. So he is very a smart player.
Yeah, smart dude.
Smart guy. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Cord Lawrence at first. A throw over to first. Lawrence dives back it just off the glove of Easton Allen. Quick feet there by David Durrell.
He probably could have made it to second as slow as that. I mean, that first baseman just kind of lollygagged around over there. You expect him to move a little quicker than that with a man on, but I don't know.
I tell you what, some quick feet there by Coach Durrell out of the first base box to get out of the way. First pitch to Talon Ball from Dawson. Lawrence off and running, that one down in the turf. That'll be a wild pitch.
Bobbled.
It was bobbled. Catcher Regalado couldn't get a good glove on it as Cord Lawrence had a great jump off at first base. But a wild pitch allows him to move into second base, into scoring position. A 1-0 count now to Talon Ball. Cord leads off second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 3 runs across in the first. A 3-0 lead for Georgetown. The 1-0 pitch. That one stays high for ball 2. 2-0 the count now to Talon. With Riley Leininger waiting on deck. If Talon could extend the inning here for the Eagles. Leininger, a beautiful RBI double back in the first inning. Waiting his turn here. Dawson stays in the stretch as Lawrence leads off second base. Dawson comes set, a peek at second base. The 2-0 count. 3-0 now on that low and outside pitch from Dawson. So Talon will have a red light, you would imagine, here.
Yeah, it would be nice if he was able to get this walk because you've got Leininger coming up next, and he's willing to jack one out of here.
11 walks on the year for Talon. Make it 12 as that 3-0 pitch was low for ball 4. Now runners on first and second after that 2-out walk. 2 times that Talon has been up to bat. 2 times he has been walked. The 2 walks issued so far by Bastrop pitching. 1 by Vaquero on the top of the first, 1 here by Dawson. And now runners on first and second. Leininger steps in, but we're going to get a visit from head coach Daniel Carrillo. We'll take a quick timeout. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. we're back here live. And Eagle Field, another call to the bullpen as they bring in number 8, Sam Abraham. The lefty senior comes in out of right field. On the mound for the Bears now with 2 outs and runners at first and second. The lefty-lefty matchup to Leininger. First pitch, Leininger takes it for a called strike. A little low there as it crossed through. Looked like it, but it's a called strike. 0-1 the count. For John Dawson, an inning and a third pitch. 21 pitches thrown, allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, walked 1, hit 1, and 1 wild pitch. Responsible for both runners on the base path right now. The 0-1 pitch to Riley. That one skips in, it gets away. It's a wild pitch, and that'll allow both runners to move up to scoring position now at second and third. And evens out the count 1-1 to Riley. So a big wild pitch there by Abraham. Talon ball up to second. Go ahead, Dave.
I think that's the challenge with bringing somebody in from right field. You haven't spent a bunch of time in the bullpen warming up, and you're kind of coming in cold, and you've got nerves. You're going against the Oklahoma commit. I mean, that's a little bit of pressure there.
Abraham out of the windup, the lefty, the 1-1 pitch to Riley. Up and away, ball 2, 2-1 the count now to Leininger. And the thing is, looking at their lineup card tonight, only 4 players on the bench, so how deep do you go? Where are all your pitchers? And they may be in the field. And so Bastrop and Coach Carrillo having to go to the bullpen 2 times now with 2 outs here in the second. The 2-1 pitch, ground ball down the first baseline. Easton Allen finally gloves it, and he'll step on the bag for out number 3 to retire the Eagles here in the bottom of the second. But not before Georgetown. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 runners left on base after 2 complete innings. Georgetown 3, Bastrop 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball by First Responder Broadcasting is brought to you by Carissa Bradford. A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball is brought to you by Mahan Home and Commercial Services. Your source for all things roofing. We provide you with all the information you need to make a decision about your roof, the first line of defense against Mother Nature. A veteran-owned small business that believes in service with a purpose. Our mission is to service our residential neighbors and commercial community by providing the utmost quality materials and service. Our services include residential roofing, commercial roofing, ladder assist, and holiday lighting. Contact Jesse Mahan at 512-828-7800 or visit their website at mahanhcs.com. Mahan Home and Commercial Services, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball.
And we go to the top of the third inning. Riley Leininger on for his third inning of work for your Eagles here tonight against the Bastrop Bears in 2 innings. He has thrown 27 pitches, allowed 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 2, 1 wild pitch. As he warms up here in the top of the third with 2 pitches remaining. Reese Herrera behind the plate as he gets ready to throw it down, 1 pitch remaining. Some stick 'em on that ball, some slick.
Yeah.
Herrera drops it as well.
The flags out there at center field have laid down just a little bit. Winds now south-southeast at 8, and it's cooled off to 72. Little Dopper Dave update on your weather. For those that are desperately interested in that information.
So we go to the top of the third inning. Riley's first pitch is in there for a called strike. Faces off against, sorry about that. The top of the lineup for the Bears. The 0-1 pitch skips in back behind Herrera. 1-1 the count now to Ben Vaquero. Vaquero 0-for-0 in the ball game. Walked and left stranded back in the first inning. As he leads things off for Bastrop here in the top of the third. Leininger from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Line drive hit out to second on a hop to Cord. He fields it to throw across to Rainey in time for out number 1. Nice play there by Lawrence. 4-3 on the putout to retire Vaquero for out number 1. And in steps the catcher, Val Regalado. He's 0-for-1 in the ball game. Fouled out, or popped out to the first baseman, Jackson Rainey. Back at the first inning, 0-for-1 in the ball game as he steps in here from the right side. In the top of the third. The first pitch from Leininger. Breaking pitch and out to second. Cord Lawrence makes the stabbing grab on the run. A nice play there by Cord Lawrence at second base. L4 in the book. Retire Regalado for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Bob Gorman, the DH. Not much time to talk about that one. It's Cord Lawrence covering some ground and makes the catch for out number 2. Gorman steps in, 0-for-1 as well in the ball game as he flew out to left field in the first inning. First pitch misses for ball 1, 1-0 the count to Gorman. The first inning that the Eagles can get the Bastrop Bears out without a base runner on, and The 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. 1-1 now. The count to the DH, Bob Gorman, the number 3 hitter for the Bears. Back in from the left side. Leininger from the first base side of the rubber in the windup. Gets a sign from Herrera. The 1-1 pitch to Gorman. Just misses for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Coach Vieira chirping down in the third base dugout, talking to his pitcher Leininger as he gets a sign from Herrera. The 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. To the DH, Bob Gorman with John Dawson on deck for the Bears. The 3-1 pitch. Up and in. Ball 4. So they are not able to keep a base runner off the pass for the 3rd inning in a row. The 3rd walk issued by Leininger in the ball game. And that is something strange we talked about earlier. Leininger's numbers on the year from the mound has only walked 12. In district has only walked 10. But now has walked 13 on the year in district with those 3 walks. The first pitch to Dawson, breaking pitch. Outside corner, beautiful pitch there for a called strike to Dawson. He 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to right field back in inning number 1. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Rainey holds on the runner. Gorman at first base. Leininger from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch, outside corner, called strike 2.
Great job of the catcher to frame that one, too.
Dawson saw the same pitch 2 times. I don't think he'll see the same pitch 3 times in a row. Dawson back in. Leininger comes set. The 0-2 pitch. High heater, doesn't get him to chase. 1-2 the count now to Dawson.
He certainly thought about it.
Barely be able to hold on there.
Yeah.
Now Leininger ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dawson. Comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball foul down the first baseline. Dawson stays alive in the at-bat, way behind that fastball. But a good job of fighting it off and staying in the at-bat with 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Thursday night, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. Come join us. We'll have Eagle players and a Georgetown Eagle baseball coach. Is it Jordan Vieira? Is it not? I can't tell you. You'll see him on Thursday. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Leininger comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Foul ball pulled down the 3rd baseline. Dawson stays alive, 1-2.
Speaking of the coaches show, I enjoyed this afternoon. Just kind of had some time. I went back and watched the coaches show this last week, and it's neat getting to interview a freshman player, JV player, and a junior and a senior. I thought that was kind of neat.
This week we'll have a junior and senior as well, along with our freshman and JV players of the week. The 1-2 pitch popped up over to second base, and Cord Lawrence hogged them all. He made all 3 outs in the inning for the Georgetown Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after 2.5. Georgetown 3, Bastrop 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball is brought to you by Mahan Home and Commercial Services. Your source for all things roofing. We provide you with all the information you need to make a decision about your roof, the first line of defense against Mother Nature. A veteran-owned small business that believes in service with a purpose. Our mission is to service our residential neighbors and commercial community by providing the utmost quality materials and service. Our services include residential roofing, commercial roofing, ladder assist, and holiday lighting. Contact Jesse Mahan at 512-828-7800 or visit their website at mahanhcs.com. Mahan Home and Commercial Services, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball.
And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Georgetown Eagles. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, Reese Herrera, Andrew Nations, Jackson Rainey to face off against the lefty, Sam Abraham. 3rd pitcher of the ball game for the Bastrop Bears. The lefty from the windup, the first pitch, Herrera takes it high for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Herrera 1 for 1 in the ball game, and that was a beauty. It was a an RBI triple to left center field. The 1-0 pitch to Herrera. He sends another one on a ride to left center field over the head of the left fielder. It's going to hop all the way to the wall. Herrera around second, around first, now around second. He's headed to third for a second triple. Here comes the relay, the throw, not in time. Back-to-back triples for Reese Herrera in the first 2 innings. What a job by your senior catcher, Reese Herrera. Leading off the inning with a triple.
Goodness.
Got a hold of that one.
Next up, number 10.
Fourth hit of the ball game for Georgetown
Nation.
Eagles. And that'll bring up Andrew Nations. He's 0 for 0 in the ball game. Had a beautiful RBI sac fly back in the first inning.
We've got something going on in our dugout over there.
The courtesy runner here. So it'll be Justin Soto running for Reese Herrera, not Luke Hawley. He's running for the pitcher, Leiniger. So, I appreciate Coach's apology. So Nations will step in with Justin Soto down at third base, courtesy running for the catcher Herrera. Abraham stays in the windup. The lefty's first pitch to Nation, squares the bunt. Bunts a beauty down the third baseline. Here comes Soto. He's safe. No play at first base as the pitcher Abraham fell down.
Beautiful,
And that's
beautiful.
an infield base hit RBI for Andrew Nations to score the 4th run of the ball game.
Wow.
Now batting number 11, Jackson Rainey.
Second hit allowed by Abraham here in the inning. And a beauty by Andrew Nations. Beautiful bunt single.
That was that textbook bunt. I mean, just beautiful right down towards third base.
Nations squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes it for a ball, but the wild pitch allows Andrew Nations to scoot up to second base. Second wild pitch thrown by Abraham.
Dugout. Sometimes our dugout can be demoralizing for the other team.
I was thinking the same thing.
Goodness.
1-0 the count to Jackson Rainey. Nations down at second base now with no outs. Rainey on the left side, ready to go. Abraham in the stretch. Square to bunt. Bunts it, but pops it up down the third baseline, but too far for Regalado to make a play. So the count evens out at 1-1 strike to Rainey. And Nations is going to take off after Regalado threw it to his pitcher, but a little bit wide and went all the way to right field. But it was a foul ball, so it was a dead ball. So Nations back to second. Defensively, Dawson left the mound when he was relieved by Abraham, went back to left field. Bracewell moves all the way over to right field now. So Bracewell has played all 3 positions in the outfield for the Bears as he sits in right field now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank God for Wally Harmon, the voice of the Eagles. I'm glad he's got that because I have no idea.
The 1-1 pitch. Rainey squares the bunt, bunts it foul again. He's upset at himself there. 1-2 now the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rainey with no outs and a man at second base. 1 run across here in the inning. A leadoff triple by Reese Herrera, and then a bunt RBI single by Andrew Nations. Scored Soto for the 4th run of the ball game. A 4-run lead for your Eagles. Abraham comes set in the stretch. A look at second base. The 1-2 pitch. That one skips in low for ball 2, and a 2-2 count now to Jackson Rainey. On deck, the shortstop Jack Kiki for your Eagles. Rainey 0 for 0 in the ball game, was hit by a pitch, stole second base, and was left stranded there in the first inning. As he stands in here with a 2-2 count, no outs and a runner at second base. Abraham comes set, looks at second, the 2-2 pitch. That one's inside. Nations off, steals third base. The ball gets past the third baseman, and he'll score on the throwing error by the catcher Regalado as it was down in the turf. So the 5th run of the ball game up for Georgetown, and a 3-2 count now to Jackson Rainey with the bases empty. So give Andrew Nations, we'll catch up with it, his stolen base of 3rd. It's 4th stolen base by Georgetown. But then a throwing error by the catcher Regalado allows Nations to score from 3rd as it skipped in there at 3rd base. The 3-2 pitch to Rainey. Ground ball hit out to second base. Davenport up with it, flips to Allen at first in time for out number 1 to retire Rainey. 4-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Jack
Now batting
Kiki
number
with one
14,
out
Jack
here in the
Kiki.
bottom of the third inning. Kiki 0 for 1 in the ball game, struck out. Back in the first innings, he steps in here with the bases empty and 1 out. On deck is number 3, Riley Hill. Abraham out of the windup. The first pitch to Kiki. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 a count to the shortstop. Kiki, if you've heard that name and think, man, I've heard it a lot lately. What is it? A walk-off base hit. Takes the 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1. The walk-off base hit in the bottom of the 7th to score Luke Holly to win the ball game against Eastview last Friday night.
I tuned in just in time for that one. I caught that call. I was like, I was jumping up and down.
1-1 pitch. Kiki fly ball down the right field line, but curls out of play. 1-2. Now the count to the shortstop, Jack Kiki. Jack put it into right field past the second baseman, Mason Pullen. And Luke Holly came around from second base to score the game-winning run to walk off the Patriots 2-1 in the 7th. The 1-2 pitch skips in there on the outside for ball 2. 2-2 now the count to Jack Kiki. 2 great ball games last week with the Eastview Patriots, 3-2 in 10 innings over at Eastview. Georgetown got the win. And then a bottom of the 7th walk-off to win it on Friday night over Eastview as well. 2-2 pitch outside for ball 3. A full count now to Kiki with 1 out and the bases empty here at the bottom of the 3rd. 2 runs across for Georgetown in the inning, a 5-0 lead over the Bastrop Bears. Sam Abraham, the 3rd pitcher for the Bears from the windup. The payoff pitch to Kiki. Outside, ball 4. That's a 1-out walk. Another base runner on this inning for the Eagles. First walk issued by Abraham, 3rd of the ball game.
Riley Hill.
And now Riley Hill will step in, the senior right fielder. Hill 0 for 1 of the ball game. It's called out on a called 3rd strike. Borderline called 3rd strike. But now 0 for 1 of the ball game. Steps back in for the right side with the runner at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Sam Abraham from the stretch. The first pitch to Hill. Swing and a miss on a ball down in the turf for strike 1. 0-1 the count. To Riley Hill with Cord Lawrence on deck for the Eagles. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Bastrop Bears. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for your Eagles through this point in the ball game. Abraham comes set in the stretch. He'll throw over to first base, but Kiki back standing there. Didn't have a very big leadoff, but back easily there. Abraham gets the sign from Regalado, comes set in the stretch. Another throw to first, and Kiki dives back in safely this time. Thursday night, 7 o'clock, 704 South Austin Avenue. The Mesquite Creek Outfitters, proud host of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. And then Friday, we'll be on the road at Bastrop High School in Lovers Lane. Kiki off and running. That pitch, Regalado's throw down, and it's not in time. Kiki with a stolen base. 5th stolen base of the night for Eagle base runners. Pitch is called a ball. So 1-1 count now to Riley Hill. Nice stolen base there by Kiki. Kiki on the season in district. That is his 3rd stolen base on the year, his 6th. Down at second base now. They did call it a strike, so it's 0-2 count. Sorry about that. 0-2 the count to Riley Hill now with 1 out and a runner at second base. Abraham comes set, a look at second base. The 0-2 pitch to Hill. Riley takes it low, 1-2 now the count. To the senior right fielder with Cord Lawrence on deck for your Eagles, the number 9 hitter for Georgetown, your second baseman. Being the new beautiful ballpark at same field, same location, but now an all-turf facility there for the Bastrop Bears on Friday night. It'll be nice to see that in the final district game for Georgetown and the Bears. The 1-2 pitch, low and outside, and Hill able to check his swing, and a 2-2 count now to your senior right fielder.
Yeah, last year we went out there. We had to run for the rafters with the hail coming. We went and hit underneath Highway 71 overpass, but I've always enjoyed going out there to the Bastrop baseball complex out there. It's a lot of fun.
And now they have this beautiful, fully turf field, playable in all conditions.
They're down there near the Colorado.
The 2-2 pitch just outside for ball 3. In that situation right there, Dave, that may be your catcher sets up inside. The pitch is on the outside corner, and he has to move across the zone to go grab that one and doesn't get the call. And now a full count to Riley Hill here with one out and a runner at second. Turned to second, but no throw. It's a shortstop not there near the base. Kiki dives back in safely.
Little bouncy dive there. It's hard diving on this AstroTurf. It's a different.
Especially on that close of a dive back.
Yeah.
It's not smooth. If you get a full run and tilt at it, they usually have a good slide, but Kiki did not scorpion himself, but it was pretty close. The payoff pitch to Hill. Low and inside. Another walk here in the inning. Has runners at first and second with one out. Good job of good at bat there by Riley Hill to fight back. He was 0-2 in the count. Fights back to a full count, draws a walk, and here comes Cord Lawrence. Lawrence is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He singled back in the second inning. Was left stranded on base. So he steps in here with runners on first and second and one out here in the bottom of the third. Lawrence in for the right side. Abraham from the third base side of the rubber in the stretch comes set. First pitch to Lawrence. Swing and a miss down in the turf for strike one. 0-1 the count.
You know, if you bunt it towards first base, I don't think the first baseman would be able to get to it really quickly.
Well, and look at the third baseman now. The third baseman, Bennett, playing back 5 feet behind the bag at third base. And you would think a lay-down bunt right here would be dangerous. Another spin by Abraham to second base, but no throw. Kiki back safely there. Jack Kiki down at second base. Riley Hill at first base with one out here in the bottom of the third, and 0-1 count to Cord Lawrence. Abraham spins, but no one there, so miscommunication between the shortstop and the pitcher.
And when he glances back there, you've got to think he sees that there's nobody at the base. Is he just trying to keep him honest, or?
And there we saw it as Abraham gave a look back to his shortstop, Smith, and got the sign from him there now as Abraham comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Lawrence. The runners are off. Throw down from Regalado into left field. A double stolen base. And here comes Kiki for the 6th run of the inning. That'll be another throwing error on the catcher, Regalado. It allows Kiki to score a double stolen base there.
And that's smart. I mean, you've already identified the catcher struggling getting it to third base coming out of his stance. So, I mean, you're up. Give it a shot. Why not? I like the call.
Absolutely. Putting that in Georgetown and Coach Vieira love to run and put pressure on defenses. And it pays off again. Now a runner at second base. 6-0. Georgetown leads it. Cord Lawrence sends one into right field. Bracewell back, settles under it. He'll make the catch. Riley Hill tags at second. A good throw from Bracewell, but it's up the line.
Oh.
And so Riley Hill. A good job by Bennett there to keep it from getting past him as that one took Bennett out towards the outfield grass. But a nice sac fly there. Mike Cord Lawrence to move the runner up 90 feet to third base.
Number 17, Devin Peterson.
F9 in the book for Lawrence for out number 2, and that takes us back to the top of the lineup to Devin Peterson, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Abraham out of the windup now from the third base side of the rubber. The first pitch to Peterson. Low and inside, ball 1, 1-0 the count to Devin. Ground out in the first, to fly out in the second for Peterson, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Chance of driving another run for the Eagles here in the inning with a runner at third base. The 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2.
Well, Mahan Roofing sure knows which innings to pick for sponsorship.
So far, Carissa Bradford in the first got her time, and now Mahan Home and Commercial Services. 2-0 pitch. That one's on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1 now to Devin Peterson. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 3 runs across for your Eagles. A couple of errors have assisted with a couple of hits as well for Georgetown, and a couple of walks. The 2-1 pitch to Peterson. Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit. It's an RBI single for Devin Peterson. And the Eagles continue their love of the 2-out rally. Put the 7th run up on the board.
Now
4th of the inning. Riley Hill scores on that. RBI single by Devin Peterson.
Really enjoyed Talon Ball's interview the other night. That was fun. That guy's funny. And we're seeing another visit.
And here comes Coach Daniel Carrillo. We'll take a timeout with him. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
A portion of this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Baseball is brought to you by Mahan Home and Commercial Services. Your source for all things roofing. We provide you with all the information you need to make a decision about your roof, the first line of defense against Mother Nature. A veteran-owned small business that believes in service with a purpose. Our mission is to service our residential neighbors and commercial community by providing the utmost quality materials and service. Our services include residential roofing, commercial roofing, ladder assist, and holiday lighting. Contact Jesse Mahan at 512-828-7800 or visit their website at mahanhcs.com. Mahan Home and Commercial Services, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball.
Talon Ball will face off against the new pitcher, Easton Allen, the righty, coming in from first base. Off and running is Peterson, the first pitch on the outside corner. As Peterson safely steals second base, the 8th stolen base of the night for Georgetown. 0-1 the count now to Talon Ball. There we go. 7-0, Georgetown leads it. 3 runs in the first, 4 here in the third. 0-1 count to Talon Ball with 2 outs and a runner at second. Easton Allen works out of the stretch with the runner at second base. Now in at first base defensively is Isaiah Rivas, the senior, for the Bears. Abraham went back to right field. Bracewell moved over to left field, and Dawson came to third base defensively for the Bears. The 0-1 pitch to Talon Ball, low and outside. It's a wild pitch, and that allows Devin Peterson to get to third. He rounds it big, but he'll stay there. 4th wild pitch of the ball game for the Bears. Puts the runner in scoring position down at third base now with a 1-1 count to Talon Ball here in the bottom of the third. Georgetown would love to capitalize another 2-out base hit here to score another run. Easton Allen works out of the windup now with the 1-1 pitch. The Talon Ball, fly ball into shallow center field. The center fielder, Vaquera, comes charging in, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. F8 in the book to retire Talon Ball and the Eagles here in the bottom of the third, but not before Georgetown picks up 4 runs on 3 hits. 2 errors and 1 runner left on base. After 3 complete innings, Georgetown 7, Bastrop 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. come back for the top of the fourth. Riley Leininger on the hill for the Georgetown Eagles here in the top of the fourth, this fourth inning of work. And he will face off against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Bastrop Bears. Easton Allen, Braden Davenport, and Lathan Bennett. Bennett may be out. Rivas may be batting for him. We'll check that in the substitutions for the Bears as Bennett came out at third base in that last pitching change. Allen will step in from the right side. He's 0 for 1 of the ball game as he lined out to Rainey at first base back in the second inning. The first pitch. This is inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. To the pitcher, Easton Allen. Leininger, 42 pitches through 3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 3, 1 wild pitch. Ground ball pulled down the third baseline, foul. Evens out the count at 1 ball and 1 strike now to Easton Allen, the pitcher for the Bastrop Bears, as he just came in for the last out there in the top or bottom of the third inning. Leads off the top of the fourth for the Bears, back in for the right side. Leininger from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off as he got a piece of the breaking pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Allen. Then Saturday, the last home game of the season in the regular season at 1 p.m. against the Cedar Ridge Raiders. A great ball game between 2 playoff teams. Chasing the curveball down in the turf is Allen. Herrera up with it, throws to Rainey at first on the drop third strike for out number 1. And that'll be Riley Leininger's second strikeout of the ball game.
Braden Davenport.
So 2-3 on the put out for the out on the drop third strike. That'll bring up Braden Davenport, the second baseman for the Bastrop Bears. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Davenport walked in his first plate appearance, 0 for 0 in the ball game. As he steps in with 1 out. And the base is empty here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 pitch.
It's been a busy couple of weekends for Georgetown. We had the Two-Step In Country Music Festival this last weekend. Got to see Cody Johnson and Hank Williams Jr., a bunch of great performers. And then we got Red Poppy coming up this weekend. So
Kelly and I talked about you on Saturday.
Oh, boy.
The 1-1 pitch from Leininger to Davenport. Just misses high through the zone. 2-1 now the count. We just said we're not sure what kind of commitment we get out of you. A big game at the Dell Diamond on a Saturday, and he's at the Two-Step In with his girls, his daughters.
Yeah.
We had to give you a hard time because we weren't there with you. 3-1 now the count.
Well, you were in the warm confines of Dell Diamond press box.
It was beautiful. It was fun.
Yeah, we were out there. It was a little chilly, a little rainy, but
the 3-1 pitch to Davenport in there for a called strike.
they ended up bumping up Cody Johnson to 6 o'clock instead of 8:30 because the people in the emergency operations center in the building behind the stage were like, "Hey, that rain's coming."
The payoff pitch just misses a leadoff or a 1-out walk now. Gives a base runner for the Bastrop Bears. They have had at least 1 man reach base in all 4 innings, and each of them have reached on a walk by Leininger,
Now batting for the Bears,
accounting
number
for his
14,
4 walks.
Isaiah Rivas.
And this is the substitute that came in at third base when Allen went to the mound. It's Isaiah Rivas, the senior infielder. Bats right, throws right, steps in here with a runner at first. And 1 out in the top of the fourth. The first pitch, a swing and a miss by Rivas. 0-1 to count.
This weekend, the Red Poppy Parade is at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I know Cheer is going to be involved in it, and probably some other. I know the band is always in it, so if you're a Georgetown Eagle fan, come on out.
0-1 pitch just misses for 1-1. The Eagles will play the Cedar Ridge Raiders in their last non-district ball game of the season on Saturday here at Eagle Field. The 1-1 pitch from Leininger misses low for ball 2. Leininger gets set in the stretch with the runner at first, held on by Rainey. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball back out of play. 2-2 now the count to Rivas. I love the sound effects. That is so good. Feel like we're at the Dell Diamond here on a Tuesday night. 2-2 the count with 1 out. A runner at first base. Leininger in the stretch comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch just misses for ball 3. 3-2 now the count. To Isaiah Rivas with Mason Smith, the shortstop, on deck for the Bears. Davenport Down at first base. Leininger comes set. The payoff pitch just misses inside for ball 4. Rivas tried to call time. It wasn't granted. He takes the pitch inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks.
Now batting number 4.
Has men at
Mason
first and second base. 5th walk of the ball game for Leininger. And Mason Smith comes in to bat now. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. He singled back in the second inning. Leininger comes set. The first pitch to Smith. Breaking pitch on the outside corner for called strike 1. 0-1 to count.
I think Leininger's definitely going to want to preserve the shutout, so he's going to focus on these batters here and get this knocked out.
Davenport on second, the 0-1 pitch.
Oh,
Smith was totally fooled by it, but it was called inside for ball 1. He came bailing out of the box from the right side, thinking it was going to hit him. The big bender just didn't catch the corner. And a 1-1 count now. Rivas off first base. Davenport off second for the Bears with 1 out. A 1-1 count to Smith. Leininger comes set in the stretch. A look back at second base. The 1-1 pitch. That breaking pitch is in there for called strike 2, and Smith bailed out on that one again. The old knee buckler by Leininger. To the sophomore second baseman, sophomore shortstop Mason Smith for the Bears. Leininger comes set and look at second. The 1-2 pitch. And that's a check swing. It almost took out the on-deck batter. And the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Smith. That was Bracewell in the on-deck circle that saw that one flash in front of his eyes. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Leininger comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. That one's high. It's off the glove of Herrera. The runners will both advance on that pass ball. So runners now at second and third for the Bears. And a 2-2 count to Smith, who's 1 for 1 in the ball game. So the Eagle defense will have to lock down here. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Leininger's 2-2 pitch to Smith. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So a big strikeout there. Brings up the second out of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Leininger in the ball game.
Looked a little high. Looks like he got him chasing it.
Now batting number 18, Nathan Bracewell.
Back-to-back high fastballs, and then Smith sees that that curveball. Couldn't lay off of it. Now the number 9 hitter, Nathan Bracewell, comes in. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out looking to end the second inning for the Bears. Leininger from the windup. The first pitch to Bracewell. Line drive hit out in the left field. Andrew Nation's unable to get to it, and that's going to score 2 runs. Bracewell, he'll pull up to second base with a 2 RBI double. And the Bastrop Bears are on the board. Their first 2 runs of the ball game. 7-2 now. Here in the top of the 4th, a nice piece of hitting there by Bracewell. Scores Davenport and Rivas.
Now batting number 21
for the Bears.
Ben Vaquera.
Just the second hit of the ball game for the Bears. And in steps Ben Vaquera, the center fielder for the Bastrop Bears. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. A walk and a ground out. First pitch to Vaquera. Pop fly back out of play. 0-1 to count to Vaquera.
I see some movement headed towards our bullpen. I can't quite see in there, though.
Yeah, the Eagles have that trusty indoor facility just off the third base dugout. So unable to see who's warming up down there. Leininger comes set in the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball pulled down the first baseline. Rainey will field it and step on the bag for out number 3. But not before the Bears pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 runner left on base after 3.5 innings. Georgetown 7, Bastrop 2. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Georgetown a 7-2 lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Bears. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Eagles. And the 3, 4, and 5 hitters do up here in the bottom of the fourth. Leininger, Herrera, and Nations. For the Georgetown Eagles, they'll face off against Easton Allen. Came in for the last out in the bottom of the third for a third of an inning. Now he'll start this one on the mound. The big righty from the windup. The first pitch to Leininger. Leininger lays off and takes it for called strike one. 0-1 the count. Riley 1 for 2 in the ball game. An RBI double in the first. Grounded out in the second. Leads off the bottom of the fourth here. The 0-1 pitch from Allen. Leininger lays off and takes it low. Ball 1, 1-1 to count. Special shout out, Hayden Grooms. It's his birthday. Number 7 on the Georgetown Eagle ball team, to one of the juniors. Had to grab him and say happy birthday after the ball game. We talked to Coach Vieira. The 1-1 pitch from Allen. That's in there for a called strike. 1-2. Now the count to Riley Leininger as he leads off the bottom of the fourth here for Georgetown. 3 runs in the first, 4 in the third. Bastrop answered with 2 of their own in the top of the fourth inning. As Georgetown bats here in the bottom of the fourth. Allen looks in and gets a sign from Regalado from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Leininger sends it into left field, and it's over the head of the left fielder. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Leininger around first, headed to second. He's going to circle second. He's headed to third through the stop sign, and he'll slide in with a lead-off triple.
Wow.
What a job there.
Wow, what a piece of running.
Over the head of Bracewell.
Substitute runner number Luke Hawley's coming in to run for him.
So the first hit surrendered by Easton Allen is a triple. 7th hit of the ball game for Georgetown.
Herrera.
Riley Leininger's second extra base hit of the ball game as he put that 1-2 pitch all the way to the left field wall. And now Reese Herrera steps in. He's 2 for 2 with 2 triples. First pitch is low and outside. The wild pitch gets away from the catcher Regalado, and Holly will easily score on that wild pitch. Second wild pitch by Allen. 5th wild pitch by Bastrop Bear pitching. So Luke Holly scoots in to score on that wild pitch. 8th run of the ball game for Georgetown. 1-0 the count now to Reese Herrera. The 1-0 pitch. And Herrera hits it to left field. It's a long one. Is it out of here? It is a solo tank for Reese Herrera.
Wow.
He hits it off just past the Golden Rule sign down the left field line for a solo home run on the 1-0 pitch from Easton Allen. And Georgetown leads it 9-2. What a job there. Reese Herrera having a ball game. 2 triples and a home run. 3 for 3 on the ball game.
He might be the young man you're talking to tonight.
What a job there by Herrera.
Andrew Nations.
That'll bring up Andrew Nations with no outs and the base is empty here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs across to answer the 2 in the top of the inning by the Bears. 9-2 lead for your Eagles. The first pitch to Nations. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
Nation wants a piece of the action, too.
He took his G-hack there on the first pitch.
And I will say, with a wind south-southeast at 8, that ball got up there, and it just took it.
The 0-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 1, 1-1 to count to Andrew Nations. Nations 1 for 1 in the ball game, a sac fly. Back in the first inning. Drives this one out to second base. Davenport up with it. The throw low, but Rivas digs it out for out number 1. Nice defensive play there by Rivas to record the out. 4-3 to get Andrew Nations here in the bottom of the 4th.
Eagles number 11.
That'll bring up Jackson Rainey. He's 0 for 1 of the ball game. Hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out in the third. Steps in here with the bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Another crooked number up on the board for the Eagles. 2 in the first, 3 in the first, 4 in the third, 2 in the 4th so far. 1 out. Allen's first pitch to Rainey. Misses low and outside for ball 1. Beautiful piece of hitting here in the inning for the Eagles. And now a 1-1 count to Andrew Nations. A triple by Leininger to lead off the inning. A wild pitch scores Jackson Holly running for Leininger, and then a solo home run by Reese Herrera. The 1-1 pitch to Andrew. He lays off. No, I'm going to say he went around.
And, you know, just like that, those 2 runs that Bastrop got in the top of the inning are just erased. You know.
Immediately erased, and that's what you love to see. You come back in and take those 2 back off for them. Make it a 7-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Now a 1-2 count to Nations. The 1-2 pitch from Allen. Nations fouls it back out of play and stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coach Vieira, technically the third base coach, pretty much close to the dugout right now. The 1-2 pitch to Nations. That one's way outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count now. To the left, or the first baseman, Jackson. I was saying Nations. I apologize. Jackson Rainey. Back-to-back lefties have me thrown off. Rainey back in. The 2-2 count to Jackson Rainey. That one's way up and outside for ball 3. Now Jackson doing a great job of getting this to a full count after being down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out and the base is empty. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Allen gets a sign from the windup. The payoff pitch to Jackson Rainey. Ball 4, a 1-out walk as a base runner aboard for your Eagles. Nice piece of hitting there. Great at bat by Jackson Rainey. First walk issued by Easton Allen. And that'll bring up number 20,
Now
Jack Kiki.
Number 20, Jack Kiki.
Kiki 0 for 1 of the ball game. Struck out swinging in the first. Walked and scored a run in the 3rd inning. As he steps in here with 1 out and a runner at first base. Rainey will lead off. Rivas holds him on there. Allen works from the stretch now. First pitch to Kiki. He takes it for a called strike. 0-1 to count to the shortstop, Jack Kiki. Jackson Rainey leads off first. A good lead there as Allen works out of the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. Throw over to first, but Rainey back in safely, diving in there. 0-1 to count to Jack Kiki with Riley Hill on deck for your Eagles. Allen gets the sign and comes set in the stretch. The 0-1 pitch, Rainey off and running. Called strike 2, the throw down not in time. 9th stolen base of the ball game for your Eagles. Now a man in scoring position with 1 out, an 0-2 count to Jack Kiki. Allen ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes to Kiki with 1 out and a runner at second. Look back at second base. The 0-2 pitch. Nope, he'll turn toward second step. No throw. Rainey back in easily. Allen comes set again. A look at second. The 0-2 pitch. And that hit Kiki. I believe it did. Nope. I say it didn't hit him. Just off the glove of the catcher, Regalado. A lazy throw to the pitcher, and here comes Rainey all the way in to score the 10th run of the ball game.
Yeah, just lazy. I'm sorry. Just sloppy play from Bastrop tonight. I don't know if they're just not in it, but.
And here comes Coach Carrillo. He is not happy as he gave a sign to the catcher, Regalado, come out here.
Yeah.
That was a lazy, and you were talking about that earlier, paying attention when the throw over to first, it got away from Allen. And all of a sudden right there, Rainey was on top of it. He stole third base for the 10th stolen base of the night and then ends up advancing on that play to home plate just from a lazy throw back to the pitcher.
When you're playing the 2022 state champ, some of these kids were on that program. You got to come in here and play sharp. You just can't play down like that. And you've got to, even though you're down, you've got to keep playing. So I'm surprised that Bastrop is just not, bringing everything they've got.
Coach Carrillo is not happy talking to his infield. Got his shirt up over his mouth as he talks to him. And I think that's what that's what we've been talking about, Dave, is just lackadaisical plays like that. Just making good throws back. You have a base runner 90 feet away. Now an 8-run lead for Georgetown because Rainey's paying attention and he makes you pay for just an errant throw back to your pitcher.
And our kids are headsy. They're going to take advantage of those kind of plays. They are super smart when it comes to running the bases. They're coached very well, and so Bastrop has to pay attention to the details.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Jack Kiki with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. The base is empty. The 3rd run across by Jackson Rainey. The 1-2 pitch from Allen. Kiki hits it into left field, and it looks like it may die. Nope, the left fielder, can't get to it. It is down for another base hit. Kiki running hard around first. He's headed to second. He'll slide in. Safe under the tag at second base. What a hustle there by Jack Kiki. He slides in with a base hit, a double. What a piece of hitting there by the sophomore Jack Kiki. Down 0-2 in the count, drives the 1-2 pitch into left field, and it dives in there for a base hit. The 9th hit of the ball game for the Eagles. And now a runner in scoring position as Riley Hill steps in, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out in the 2nd, walked and scored a run in the 3rd. Great job by Jack Kiki, hard running out of the box, Dave. We talk about that. The Eagles playing hard, pushing hard on the base pass, and a great job by the sophomore out of the box on a full run to get to second base.
Now, is it after the 5th inning that the run rule applies?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're still 2 runs away from doing it, but the Eagles pushing here as Riley Hill steps in. The first pitch to Hill. Kiki off and running the throw down to third, but not in time as it drew the third baseman Dawson off the bag. So another stolen base, and Georgetown pushing to cut this one out.
Yeah.
Coach Vieira going for blood. He smells it in the water, and he wants to get that 10-run lead going before the 5th inning to get out of here early. And another stolen base as Kiki slides into third safely. So the runner on third. A 1-0 count to Riley Hill. The 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. Now it evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. To the right fielder, Riley Hill. Riley back in for the right side. The infield in for the Bears now. The 1-1 pitch to Hill. Low and outside. Good job by Regalado to keep that one from the backstop.
That one would have bounced back. I don't think he would have been able to get home on that one.
I think Kiki may have given it a shot, though. The Eagles are pushing on the base pass. The 2-1 pitch from Allen to Hill. Riley Hill puts it, a liner caught by the shortstop. Nice play there by Smith to record that second out of the inning. And that'll keep Kiki at third base.
And that's where the coach coming out and talking to these young men saying, hey, guys, I want to see more effort. I'm only assuming that's what he's saying. Like, let's go. Let's play. We're playing a ball game here in Georgetown. Let's bring it.
Cord Lawrence steps in. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. A single and left stranded in the 2nd. Flew out to right field in the 3rd. The first pitch from Allen to Lawrence. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Cord. But the infield playing in there, if that one had a little more oomph on it, that would have been through into left field for a base hit to score Kiki. But a good play by Smith to recover and make the catch for the L6 to record the second out. The 0-1 pitch to Lawrence. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and another breaking pitch from Allen. And Allen ahead in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Cord Lawrence with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Lawrence back in from the right side. Allen gets the sign, the 0-2 pitch. Low and bounces in. Regalado does a good job there blocking that and keeping it in front of him to keep Kiki down at third base. 1-2 the count now to Cord. On deck, Devin Peterson. Should Cord be able to extend the inning here for the Georgetown Eagles? 3 runs in the first, 4 in the 3rd, 3 here in the 4th. A 10-2 lead for your Eagles. Allen, it's a 1-2 pitch to Cord Lawrence. Lawrence ground ball out to third, cut off by Dawson to throw across the diamond in time. Nice play by Dawson. 5-3 on the putout to retire the Eagles here in the bottom of the 4th. But not before Georgetown picks up 3 runs on 3 hits. 2 errors. Or 1 error on the Bastrop Bears and 1 runner left on base. After 4 complete, Georgetown 10, Bastrop 2. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
Jenny Mahan, Coldwell Banker Realty, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball. A licensed real estate agent since 2016, Jenny is a family-first person that gives all she has to her family. Jenny takes the same love of family and delivers that to her clients from the start. Jenny is happy to help anyone looking to buy or sell a house, farm, or ranch. Let Jenny help you. Contact Jenny at 817-404-9203 or email jenny.mahan@cbunited.com. That's JENNY.MAHAN@cbunited.com.
And we go to the top of the 5th inning. Georgetown leads it 10-2 over the Bastrop Bears. As Riley Leininger on for his 5th inning of work. He will face off against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Bastrop Bears, Allen, Davenport, and Rivas. Leininger from the windup, first base side of the rubber to face off against Allen, who's 0 for 2 in the ball game. The first pitch. And I got to clean up the scoreboard. I apologize. We go to the top of the 5th. I'll wake up here in 1 inning. 1-0 count to Easton Allen. Lined out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Swing and a miss. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike here. Through 4 innings, Leininger's allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. Struck out 3, walked 5, 1 wild pitch. 66 pitches thrown through 4 innings. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now to Easton Allen. On deck, Braden Davenport, the second baseman. Also due up, Isaiah Rivas, the first baseman. Came on in defensively back when Allen went to the mound. The 1-2 pitch down in the turf for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Easton Allen. Stayed in the ball game defensively and hitting in the number 7 slot for the Bears is Rivas, as he's in the hole for the Bastrop Bears this inning. Leininger from the windup, the 2-2 pitch, and that hit him. So a leadoff base runner for the Bears. So in each of the 5 innings, the Bastrop Bears have gotten a man on base, Dave. Only capitalizing back in the 4th inning with 2 runs.
Right, a lot of guys been stranded on base because of the Eagle pitching tonight.
In steps Braden Davenport. Shouldn't be Bob Gorman. They're hitting out of order. That was Easton Allen. No, that was Val Regalado. I apologize. I thought it was Easton Allen. That was Val Regalado. And this is Bob Gorman. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. So we'll go back and correct that. That was Val Regalado, the catcher, that was hit on the 2-2 pitch down at first base. 1-0 count to Bob Gorman. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased that down in the turf for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Gorman. Regalado, a big right-handed batter as well, like Easton Allen. Leininger comes set in the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 the count to Gorman. Here in the top of the 5th inning. A 1-2 count to Gorman with the runner at first. Held on by Rainey. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gorman down for out number 1. On the strikeout. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Leininger. And that'll bring up John Dawson, the third baseman.
Now batting number 9, John Dawson.
Dawson will step in from the right side. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. A fly out to right field, a pop up to second base. For Dawson steps in here with 1 out and a runner at first. The first pitch from Leininger. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
He's unhappy with himself on that one. You could see the frustration in his face.
I think he thought it was going to be a breaking pitch, and it ended up being a fastball. Caught him off guard. Regalado leads off first. Rainey holds him on. Leininger's 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count now to John Dawson with Easton Allen on deck now for the Bastrop Bears. I'll get it figured out. So much going on with all the movement defensively for the Bears tonight. Trying to keep them all straight in the positions. I apologize. The 1-1 pitch from Leininger. That breaking pitch misses inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. A 10-2 lead for your Eagles over the Bastrop Bears. Rainey holds Regalado on at first. Leininger's 2-1 pitch. Pop fly right side of the infield. And here comes Leininger. What a play by the pitcher, Leininger. He calls off Rainey and Herrera and makes the catch in foul territory.
He did a good job of calling it, just like they teach you the basics, the fundamentals. We could hear it in the booth that he had that ball.
So P1 in the book to retire Dawson for the 2nd out, and here comes Easton Allen. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. A line out to first base in the 2nd. A strikeout swinging in the 4th as he steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Leininger stays in the stretch with Regalado at first base. The first pitch to Allen. In there for a called strike. Just a heater. Rear back and more of a mano-y-mano against the big fella.
Coming off the mound, he warmed up a little bit, made it out without having to pitch. He's ready to go.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Riley Leininger right there just going mano-y-mano against the big fellow, Easton Allen. Going to commit to the University of the Ozarks in Arkansas. Riley Leininger, the commit to the University of Oklahoma in Norman next year in the SEC. Leininger comes set, the 0-2 pitch. In there, called strike 3, and the Eagles are out of it here in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after 4.5 innings. Georgetown 10, Bastrop 2. Eagle baseball continues in a minute.
Jenny Mahan, Coldwell Banker Realty, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball. A licensed real estate agent since 2016, Jenny is a family-first person that gives all she has to her family. Jenny takes the same love of family and delivers that to her clients from the start. Jenny is happy to help anyone looking to buy or sell a house, farm, or ranch. Let Jenny help you. Contact Jenny at 817-404-9203 or email jenny.mahan@cbunited.com. That's JENNY.MAHAN@cbunited.com.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. 10-2 lead for your Eagles. They lead it by 8 over the Bastrop Bears. An opportunity with a couple of runs to end this one early. And the Eagles bring up the top of the lineup here in the bottom of the 5th. Peterson, Ball, and Leininger face off against Easton Allen. On for his 3rd inning of work. Came on a relief back in the 3rd. Pitched the 4th and works here in the top or the bottom of the 5th. Peterson steps in. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Allen from the windup, the first pitch. That one skips in about 4 feet short of the plate for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Manager Jared Frimmel in the background. And there's what we're talking about, though, Dave. Another throwdown after that wild pitch there that got to the backstop. It's all the way out into right center field.
Yeah, that's – I don't know. I guess they didn't eat their Wheaties this morning or something. Don't cut that one.
1 ball, no strikes. The count to Devin Peterson here in the bottom of the 5th as he leads it off for Georgetown. Allen from the windup, the 1-0 pitch. That one's low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Peterson grounded out the 1st, flew out to center in the 2nd, and then RBI single in the 3rd. That scored Riley Hill. 1 for 3 in the ball game. The 2-0 pitch from Allen. That one skipped in about 3 feet short this time. 3-0 the count. Warming up earlier down in the bullpen for the Bastrop Bears was number 14, Hadley Ackerman. He's not warming up right now, so looks like they had someone on deck. The 3-0 pitch to Peterson. That one misses low and inside. A 4-pitch walk to start off the bottom of the 5th here for the Eagles. The second walk issued by Allen.
Number 2, Talon Ball.
Talon Ball will step in here for the Georgetown Eagles. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Walked and scored a run in the first. Walked and left stranded in the second. Flew out to center in the 3rd inning. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at first base as Rivas will hold on to Peterson at first base. Allen from the stretch comes set. The first pitch. Peterson off and running. This one went behind Talon Ball to the backstop for ball 1. So Georgetown continuing to run, trying to get that 11th and 12th run on the board to call this one early.
Peterson had a huge leadoff on first.
Now Peterson off at second base. A 1-0 count to Talon Ball as Allen comes set in the stretch. And now Allen will turn back to second, but Peterson cruises back.
That was all Peterson right there, dancing around out there, getting him off his routine. That's nice.
He put that pressure on the defense. So far, 3 hours in the ball game for the Bears. Allen comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Talon Ball, low and inside, ball 2. 2-0 count to Talon. On deck, Riley Leininger, who's 2 for 3 in the ball game. An RBI double, a triple. Talon back in from the right side. Ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The runner at second. Allen comes set in the stretch. Now he'll step off, and Devin Peterson will walk back to the back. They'll call a balk there. So Devin Peterson up to third base after the balk call. First balk of the ball game. And now the Eagles have a man on third, a 2-0 count. The 2-0 pitch to Talon. That one's in there for a called strike, 2-1 the count.
If you're Peterson, you're watching for that wild pitch possibly and seeing where it's going to go, seeing if you can get in there to home plate.
The 2-1 pitch down low for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Talon now. No outs and a runner at third base for Georgetown here in the bottom of the 5th.
Like you said earlier in the broadcast, he's a smart kid.
Talon Ball, a smart kid. The 3-1 pitch to Talon. Base hit, right field. He gets an RBI single of his own. And the Eagles lead it 11-2. Good piece of hitting there by Talon. He got the 3-1 hitter's pitch and drove it to right field. Scores Peterson for the 11th run of the ball game. The Eagles lead it by 9 now. 1 run away from a run rule. Now another call to the bullpen. We'll take a timeout so I can get it all figured out. Who's where and who's at first. I don't know who's at third. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
Banker Realty, proud sponsor of First Responder Broadcasting and Georgetown Eagle Baseball. A licensed real estate agent since 2016, Jenny is a family-first person that gives all she has to her family. Jenny takes the same love of family and delivers that to her clients from the start. Jenny is happy to help anyone looking to buy or sell a house, farm, or ranch. Let Jenny help you. Contact Jenny at 817-404-9203 or email jenny.mahan@cbunited.com. That's JENNY.MAHAN@cbunited.com.
And we're back here live, bottom of the 5th inning. The Eagles have one run across in the inning. And a runner at first base after an RBI single by Talon Ball. Now on the mound for the Bastrop Bears is number 18, the senior right-hander, Nathan Bracewell. Coming in left field defensively for the Bears is number 14, the junior, Hadley Ackerman. He'll come in as Easton Allen leaves the ballgame for the Bears. In steps Riley Leininger with the winning run at first base, and Talon Ball. You know Talon will be off and running here. He has 21 stolen bases on the season. As he leads off first base, Rivas holds him on. First pitch to Leininger. He takes it low for ball one. 1-0 the count to Riley Leininger. The Eagles one run away from making this a run rule here in the bottom of the 5th with no outs and a runner at first base. One run across as Devin Peterson led off the inning with a walk, stole second, was balked over to third, and scored on the base hit by Talon Ball. The 1-0 pitch stays high for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Riley. On deck, Reese Herrera. Love to see him get up again. He's got 2 triples and a home run on the night. Be beautiful to see him walk it off in the ball game with a home run or a base hit. 2-0 pitch from Bracewell to Leininger, way outside, gets away from Regalado. And Talon Ball up to second base on that wild pitch.
Yeah, that third baseman's ready. Just in case he decided to move on to third base.
3-0 the count to Leininger, the winning run for the Eagles. Stands down at second base now with no outs. Leininger back in from the left side. Bracewell working out of the stretch with the runner on base. The 3-0 pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. Runners on first and second now for the Eagles. Here in the bottom of the 5th and no outs.
Substitute runner.
And this will bring in Luke Holly to come in and run for the pitcher, Riley Leininger.
Next up, number 16, Reese.
And Reese Herrera steps in, and we talked about it. The young man is on fire tonight. 2 triples and a home run. He had an RBI triple in the first, a triple in the third, and a solo home run in the 4th inning, and a chance to walk this one off. He can base hit it. Talon Ball should easily score from from second base. Bracewell's first pitch to Herrera, up and in for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Easton Allen responsible for the run at second base, and Talon Ball as Bracewell came on to face Leininger. So can't close the book on him yet, but he threw an inning and a third plus. So far gave up 1 run, 3 hits, 2 walks, 2 wild pitches, and a balk. Make it 4 hits, I apologize. The one by Talon Ball. The 1-0 pitch to Herrera. Inside corner, called strike 1. Tight call there to even up the count at 1-1. Senior catcher, Reese Herrera. In case they missed it, Hayden Grooms, one of the juniors here on the team, number 7. It's his birthday. Got family listening, watching online. The 1-1 pitch. Herrera sends it to left field. Ackerman settles under it. Didn't even have to move his feet. He came in defensively and makes the catch for out number 1. So Herrera is human tonight. He makes an out at the plate. F7 in the book for out number 1.
Now batting number 10.
And now it'll bring up Andrew Nations. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game with 2 RBIs. He had a sac fly that scored Soto back in the first inning, a bunt single that scored Soto in the third, and then grounded out in the fourth inning. Nations steps in here, 1 for 2 in the ball game. 1 out, runners on first and second for Georgetown with a 9-run lead, 11-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Bracewell remains in the stretch with runners on first and second. The first pitch to Nations. Andrew lays off, outside corner, called strike 1. On deck, Jackson Rainey for your Eagles. 0-1 to count to Andrew Nations. 1 out, runners at first and second. Holly off at first, Talon Ball leads off second. The 0-1 pitch. Down low in the turf, good scoop by Regalado. 1-1 to count now to Andrew. One one to count to Andrew. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. The Eagles game-ending run at second base. Should they be able to score it? 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Chase the off-speed pitch. For strike 2, 1-2 now the count. Thursday night, Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Come join us 7 p.m. Talk everything Georgetown baseball. After the wins over Eastfield, it'll be fun to talk to the coaches and the players about winning that week against their crosstown rivals. The 1-2 pitch to Nations, pop fly. Shallow into center field. They call an infield fly, but it's a live ball once it hits the ground and heads up base running by Holly and Bell. Holly and Ball. They both move up to second and third. As the ball was dropped by the shortstop, Smith.
He had an easy out at second. He threw it to third, and third baseman bobbled it.
So 2 outs in the inning on the infield fly to call out Nations. But that allows the runners to move up as Smith dropped it.
Jackson Rainey.
So now the Eagles' game-ending run just 90 feet away. Jackson Rainey steps in. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Is hit by a pitch, walked, scored a run, and then grounded out. The first pitch from Bracewell to Rainey. Ground ball up the middle, ball game. RBI base hit by Jackson Rainey. Holly will stop at third, and that will end the ball game. 12-2, your Eagles win it over the Bastrop Bears. Jackson Rainey does a great job there. Walk-off base hit to score. Talon Ball for the 12th run of the ball game, and it's a 12-2 win for your Eagles. They stay undefeated in district, go to 19-10-1 on the year, 13-0 in district. And they will try to complete the undefeated district season on Friday night live at Bastrop High School. We'll take a quick timeout. I'll go down to the field and talk to Coach Jordan Vieira. Eagle Baseball continues on the SHN Network in just a moment. We're back here live at Eagle Field. A big victory, 12-2 in 5 innings over the Bastrop Bears. The Eagles stay undefeated in district. Behind some hot hitting, we finally figured out you are human tonight. One fly out on the night, but man, 2 triples and a home run on the night. Talk about a performance on a senior night to show out for the catcher tonight. Talk about a night at the plate for yourself.
I was just trying to do what I usually do, just hit a line drive up the middle, and I just happened to see couple balls left up, and I just made them pay for it, and that's all I can do. I didn't try to do it, so.
On a big night like this, you guys stay undefeated. One more box to check Friday night at Bastrop. You want to stay undefeated, get that district title with no blemishes on it. How do you guys stay focused knowing that Friday night's just one more win and the playoffs right around the corner?
Yeah, all these games are just preparation for the playoffs. Like, we already clinched our spot, and from now on, we're just we're preparing for the playoffs, preparing for round 1 and 2, and so on and so forth. And yeah, we got to stay focused. But just preparation is going to do us the best.
Did you know that one was gone as soon as it left the bat?
Yeah, I did.
Big night for Reese Herrera, your senior catcher. 3 for 4 on the night with 2 triples and a home run, just to, show off a little bit there on senior night. Congrats to you. Any shout-outs before I let you out here?
Shout out Grandpa Mick and shout out my family.
Reese Herrera, your senior catcher. Now we'll get Coach Vieira out here. What a night for Reese Herrera at the plate. 3 for 4 to lead this team. And Coach Vieira, this team battles tonight, and a lot of pressure on the base pass. You guys like to run, but then you get some performances at the plate tonight. A Reese Herrera 3 for 4 night with, we saw he was human finally here in the 5th inning when he gets an out, but 3 for 4 on the night with 2 triples and a home run. This team starting to kind of show some flashes here offensively after a couple of battles last week against Eastview, and now a big win tonight. One win away from checking that last box of an undefeated district championship. Talk about this win tonight.
Boys came out and swung it really well. From top to bottom, beginning to end, guys swung it really well. Like you said, we were able to cause chaos on the base paths like we like to do. Be able to steal a bunch of bags, take extra bags on ball and dirts, errant throws, things like that, and be able to just continue to apply pressure. From an offensive standpoint, that's what we really like to do, is to be able to constantly apply that pressure. And then Ryan Leininger did a great job of throwing a bunch of strikes, and then defense did a great job playing quality defense behind them.
Talk about that. You taking advantage of mistakes, some maybe even what you might call lazy plays, the throws back to the pitcher, letting that infield fly, drop runners advance. How big is that as this team seems to get locked in now over this last couple of weeks, especially getting ready for this playoff run?
Yeah, one of the things that we're constantly talking about is trying to take 90 feet at all times, right? And constantly trying to apply that pressure and just being in that constant state of, offense is about scoring runs. It's not about hitting. And so being able to get on first base and then trying to find different ways on getting to the different bags, it's our guys trying to look for opportunities to be able to score. And ultimately that's what offense is about. And our guys did a really good job of that tonight.
A 12-2 win in 5 innings Friday night. A run at Bastrop to try to finish off an undefeated season. Congrats to you, Coach. And Thursday night, I'm not even telling them. It's a special guest. You're not going to be there at the coach's show.
To be determined.
And so we'll wait. I'm not going to say it yet because we might have a special one that we'll pull out, but we'll have our freshman player of the week, the JV player of the week, and a couple of your Eagle varsity players to talk a lot about what happened last week. Tight games against Eastview, but good learning experiences as this team continues to remain undefeated in district. Shout-outs before I let you go.
Papa Doodle Mama, Macy, kids are already in bed. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
Get home, get them in bed. The Eagles advance 13-0 in district. They're undefeated with one more game on Friday night at Bastrop. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to sign off from the field and get out of here. The Eagles win it 12-2 in 5 innings behind the power hitting of your catchers. Reese Herrera, he's right there behind me. We're going to talk about him all night long, all week long. Thanks for joining us live here on the SHN Sports Network on the First Responder Broadcasting. Your Eagles win it. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.